Okay, I'm recording.
Recording was recording, and then choose. No, the last time didn't work. Okay, what's happening? Okay, just going to record this.
Recording is on.
Okay.
Where are we? Because I don't see you. I see myself, but I don't see you.
What?
I see just. I don't see.
It's very glitchy.
But I don't think you are. You see yourself?
What?
You see yourself?
I see myself, yes.
Oh, that's weird. Try maybe to rejoin the session.
Okay.
Recording is on.
Hello?
I don't see you, man.
What? But do you hear me?
I hear you. I don't try.
That's strange.
Let me. I will try to do the same. I will
Okay.
read. Yes. Oh, but wait. I saw you for a second and
Disappeared?
disappeared.
Strange.
Please tab share cancel. No, wait. And let's not start recording yet. But I will try with a different laptop to see if it's my laptop. Otherwise, it's your end.
Or maybe the browser.
Yeah. Let's try a different
Because
browser
I
then.
think it's OBS is recording. So,
Try with this one. But now join me. Allow. Oh.
hello. But you see me in the other one. You're muted now. Is it?
How it works?
Yeah.
That was weird.
Okay.
Wow. Now I lose again the signal. It's the browser somehow.
I have no idea. Which one were you using? Like, it was Chrome, right? First.
Chrome. I was using Chrome, but I never had problem with Chrome before.
Right.
And maybe just if I try to do a private session in Chrome,
Ah, yeah.
incognito, and then
Just mute yourself first.
right.
This is like a practice.
Wow, man, sweet.
Is it working in incognito or no?
Wait, what happened here? Hmm. So I want. Do you hear this?
Hmm?
How, this is not a practice. What the fuck is happening? It's too early to do this shit.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
let's start recording this first. Start recording this tab.
Recording is on.
Okay. No, everyone, we are not practicing, by the way. But wow. Okay, I need to figure out because this my sound should stop coming in my normal Google. Uh, why? Because I don't have. I guess my sound. Why?
Now I don't hear you.
Yeah, of course you don't hear me. Um, because I have. Wow. Let me try one thing. Now, of course,
Yes.
in process, the same,
Now I don't hear you.
but I don't get it. I don't get why. Hola, hola. Okay,
Oh,
why not like this?
this
Hey,
is,
you're not so bad.
this is
And it's
hilarious.
not doing feedback.
It's like a filter.
It's a field, and the position of my image is pretty interesting, to be honest, because I have you in the middle, and I have me from here and here, like you're in the middle. I just gonna take a screenshot because I think,
Or like a sandwich.
yeah,
For
the
me, it's different. You're on the one side, and I have the a third of the screen.
I don't like Jitsi. Why Jitsi still has no. Wait, how do I add new sticker? Camera documents. Yeah, desktop screenshot. Should be this one. I send you WhatsApp the image.
Wait.
Oh,
Oh, interesting. It's very different. I
now I'm
didn't
playing.
expect that. Wait, how does it work?
Yeah, and now I'm playing with this. Did you remember Dragon Ball Z? You remember Dragon Ball?
A little bit. I mean, I didn't watch the full thing, but yeah.
There was some
Ah, like
there
a
was
fusion.
something when they do like this, and then they go up. So I can become like a super Saiyajin powered number 30 plus whatever it is.
Oh my gosh. But for me, you're in the same orientation. You just double.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow, this
because
is
it's just
cool.
mirrors for your computer, right?
Right. Okay. Let's go like this because yeah, I don't know, I cannot figure out why the sound is echoing, but now it's
But you goes
I
because you muted one of them, so it's fine, I think.
no no, but like
This is the
wow.
fusion
This
Jorge.
this is this is metallic, is a metallic voice, but I found it more or less annoying than this. Wait, this. Wow, okay. This is a fucking practice. Oh my god, what's going on? Okay, yeah, let's go like this. I wanna fix it.
Yes.
So, do you have your new MacBook Air?
Yes, this is my new MacBook Air, and
Oh,
I'm trying recording with OBS right now because no, not yesterday, the day before, I did a workshop and I messed up something, so it was not recorded.
so but you were using your computer in Hamburg?
I picked it up there
Wow. I so did you? Where did you bought it?
because I needed a US keyboard, and
Yeah.
so
Wow.
I
So you bought
there
it
were
in China?
hmm?
They did they send it to you from China?
No, 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 but basically you order online and it takes some time. If it's like a normal one, like no customization, then you can pick it up anytime at
I know.
the Apple Store. But if you want to have US keyboard or you want like upgrade on the storage and stuff,
Yeah,
then
like my computer.
you have to wait for like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, because it
And
comes from China. That's what I was telling you. It comes from
really,
China.
I don't know if how it works. Yeah.
The store. I mean, maybe if they change, although I don't think so. Like this specific customization, they send it from China.
Okay, maybe then
That's
that's
the
it.
worst store
Yeah. So,
because I almost missed the delivery few times. Like, yeah, I was really stressed with that. It
yeah.
was right before COVID.
Oh, oh yeah. And then when I ordered, it was like too late to pick it up, so I decided to ship it to Hamburg so I could pick it up there and do the workshop.
Wow, I will be so stressed doing that, man. These kind of things will drive me crazy.
Yeah.
So good that you know there was no problem with the delivery.
Yeah. So it's all good. And I did a workshop, but it was not recorded. I recorded with my little camera, so there is some kind of documentation.
Like the camera with a massive storage. I mean, like the camera that multiplies the storage.
What?
Like the camera that you use when we are in person.
Yeah, exactly.
The augmented storage,
The big files.
the
Yes,
big ass file camera.
exactly.
That's such a contradiction. Such a small camera with such a huge file size.
Exactly. So, because we did like a small practice during the workshop, and yeah, I recorded. It was nice actually. Like we did like really like simple things with like webcam with Hydra and adding colors, saturation, and stuff
And
like
people
that.
didn't know anything about, like, these people have no really idea of coding.
Exactly.
Or how was that?
Well, so the way I framed it is like I just prepared everything so that the like people like that can just play with it, just change numbers and
Yeah,
do something. Because if they know coding already, I think they can just do like learn by themselves if I give the material, right?
actually, you don't need to know so much. You just need to not be just afraid to break the code.
Yeah, it's just like they can find all these documentations and I just have to give the pointers.
And some snapshot, I mean, some code, some
Yeah, like
copy paste it,
snippets and yeah,
run it.
yeah. So it was good. And in the end, like we were like a lot of people are asking about like audio reactive stuff.
All the time.
The thing that
This is never going. This is a nice topic. This is a nice topic that maybe we should, after you finish, that we should come back on this because I was talking with some people in my symposium
mm,
on this idea of actually, somebody was telling this from the sound point of view. Like at some point there was this hype with maximum speed and sound and interaction with sensors and so on, and to the 2010s. Uh, and now there is just more advanced technology, but it's not the same place. And that was my research with the archives in Motion Bank. Also, I saw the same around 2010 something, really high with teens. Now we are with more technology, but it's not really going. I mean, it's not really going. It's a really niche thing. That's
mm.
the point that we were talking.
True. I mean, now you said it, so I want to like respond, but like my take is like it hasn't changed in a way, but I think what changed is like we have more tools now, so and you don't
But
need like crazy setup.
yeah, I think that's what I maybe it would be interesting. I guess to will be interesting maybe to take a note of this. Might be out. Yeah, I will never really when I go back to this chat. I think what is interesting here to mention in this is that was my conclusion in my own research in Motion Bank is that it was interesting back then because there were not such a, I mean, say the whole thing about motion capture was not there. So people have to be creative in the ways they were creating these motion capture gestures. Um, but now that we have technology and this motion capture, let's say, is there, it's just a straightforward one-to-one replications of projects. There's not too much really explorations
Mm.
of this. Um, so I think the point that I'm trying to make here, that's my conclusion on this, or my assumption, is that, or more a critique or an open question, is that so back then, since the technology was so narrow, it demanded that a really niche group have to develop or have to be code savvy
Yeah.
to work with these frameworks, right? So it's natural that it will be small, the group. But nowadays we have frameworks ready to use, technology is cheaper, consumer, está al alcance de los de consumidores. So one could think that it should allow for more practitioners to start using this, then it should become bigger. But then from what I see of is that it's just in the same spot
In terms of like practice, you mean?
in terms of I don't know. I mean, I think what I was trying to say that perhaps I'm wrong because I don't really know about the numbers, so I haven't not done a survey. Is in terms of users comparing how was the hype and the amount of people playing with these tools, and now it seems to me that there is not so many people. But perhaps I'm wrong.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. I mean, I think that's also like related like visibility, like who's using this, because there must be like people who are not who are like taking technology and using it, which is good, but also like not really like exposed to that like community where we are in, because we're I mean, I don't know how to say it. But maybe like I want to like share like experience from the thing in Hamburg. Maybe I don't explain what framework I was in, but basically I had the chance to work with like artists in Hamburg. There are three artists, and one of them, Alice, she was like she's like working with like image like collage and like her body. Yes. And I had this idea. What if we just like put them together, like do something. We had to make something quick, so I just like bring like Hydra or like web experiments I've been doing and just put her contents in there, and that already was interesting. Like basically, what we had in the end is like showing a video in the background, what she recorded in the past, and put text that was like transitioning every second or like every 2 seconds. That is like a writing from her. So it's like technically it's like super simple, but because I've been working with this web stuff already, like
Recording has stopped.
oh, by the way, you're both muted, so you have to open one of them at least.
Oh, no. I
So
think hey, but I think it's safe. Is the idea? Oh man, I think I think what it happened is that I download Edge to a new browser because I want to use the artificial intelligence new from Edge, from Microsoft Edge.
okay,
Uh, and since that was yesterday, and now I'm just doing weird stuff. This stuff, okay?
so let's hope my OBS is working fine.
Recording is on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello. Hey, it sounds better than before. This is making no sense at all. When I start recording, it sounds better
Oh,
for my end. I think it's my speakers.
no idea.
Yeah, sorry. So you were saying uh, in the tools.
Yeah, like basically, like I just bring in like the web front end things that I've been working and just put her contents, and then that's already something new, right? like texts and videos. And I think that's like, I mean, that's a very simple example, but I think that's like already something, because everyone has different experiences, different material, and it can be. She was also working with like face, like augmented intestine on the face and stuff with Jeremy Bailey. He's doing like AR stuff for
Yeah.
decades, and yeah, I mean,
The most famous artist,
the famous new media artist.
famous new media artist.
Exactly.
Nice, nice.
So yeah, I see the potential there. Like it doesn't have to be like technically new, but more accessible. Like tools become more
Yeah,
accessible, and then they can just feed in like whatever contents they have, and then that's already something new.
yeah. So then the focus will be more in, because I think the problem that we have, or I mean, as people who are somehow with some experience, so we are not new in this in a way. Um, then is to not, I mean, to be careful to use this idea of the new, because this idea of the new innovation, it comes with, I mean, this weight on capital and labor and production, visibility, and so on and so forth. So what I like from what you said is, and I'm trying to underline, is that the focus should not be in what is new technology there, because there will be constantly something new, and you will be stressed in getting to know how to work with technology. But I think this idea of maybe like new frameworks where you can basically new ontologies, like
Mm.
it's an ontological exploration that is at the constant state of reconfiguration based on uh, custom-made frameworks. Yeah, say like for instance, in that case, you were the mentor, so you understand what the person is doing already, because everybody has experience, everybody has their own practice. So then you perhaps suggest something that is easy to blend into.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think it has to like happen in like different levels. Like this was like really, how to say, like intimate. Like the idea was like we had four mentors and three artists, so they work like one on one, so they can like really give like direct feedback to what they're doing and create something. But then like also like, for example, I was thinking about P5JS, which is like it's not a new technology in a sense of like bringing something like technically, well, I don't know what's technically new, but what the contribution is like a community, right? And the documentation, so that if anyone wants to do something with web, if they find it out, the idea is that anyone can like start coding with P5JS and create something. And that's, yeah, another example of like something that is new in a ontological way that you said. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a very, I mean, it is, I think it's very complicated anyway, or I wouldn't also say complicated, but complex, because also it relates to science, detective matter. So it's very complex, um, and ideally it demands time, um, not necessarily in a linear fashion.
Totally.
Meaning, yeah, I mean, just like traditionally learning process. Um, and this is a space. I think that's the beauty. And I was saying that in my symposium, that the beauty of this space is that we have no canons. So we are building the canons. And since this is happening, it will be boring to just start falling back into a heteronormative white model of knowledge, which is linear and progressive. But for that, you need time, basically, and time comes with money.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I sent you like, my ranting or like some messages before, but basically that's like a like kind of for me like a take from this experience also. Like at first we were trying to do something quick, which is good, but then we forgot to, give space to each other. And then at one point we have to sit together and, talk about, what's the needs, what are the concerns, and then from there we started like, slowly share more insights, and working together. And that's again like we need time and care and, giving spaces, like acknowledging the needs. But that doesn't collide with, like doing something, like creating something quick, right? It's just like we have to have like take proper steps to get there for creation.
uh, what do you mean with first steps?
Think was
Can you
what?
explain the idea to me?
Sorry, I couldn't catch it.
Like, what do you mean with proper steps?
Proper steps, yeah, like really concrete is like code of conduct, for example.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's of course that's not enough. Depends on the context, but yeah, like to acknowledge that everyone needs the space, everyone needs has different needs.
So then, would you agree then to say that this refers to context? I mean, the space, how the context, but also
Like size of a
individuals
group, for
need to
example.
be acknowledged.
Yeah, it's like like how diverse the group. I mean, everything can be diverse, but like where people are coming from, how many people are there, and like framing this is also like very tricky. You can't just like have diverse big group of people and do something. Doesn't work that way. We have to, I think how John framed this, like she was creating this, and we were like in the end like 7, 8 people. I think that's like a good number of people to like work together. If it's bigger, I think it would have been a lot harder to organize.
So, but you were a everybody, mentors and practitioners.
So we were like originally like 3 mentors and 3 artists, but Jeremy had to leave earlier for the one you sent me, the link. He was in the video. So I also jumped in, and I mean also counting John. So we were like 8 people,
Okay.
and like artists, like 3 artists. They are yeah, they're different from different places. Like based in Europe, like Austria, Germany. I mean, mostly in Hamburg, but one is from Ukraine, uh, Iran, Vietnam, and yeah, this is like also like a really challenging thing, right? That is like yeah, how to accommodate everyone that
Interesting.
is from different group
Yeah,
places.
because that demands more time.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. To set the group, to acknowledge the individuals, trying to find a common
Mm,
code of conduct. Or, I mean, yeah, the yeah setting
yeah,
it to be more time consuming
yeah.
if you want to do yeah, caring
Mm,
environment.
totally, yeah. And something I noticed that is that like if I feel uncomfortable in the group, like I can sometimes address that, or like I know who to talk to. Okay, fuck this. Like this is like uncomfortable. Like I'm out, or like I just feel not comfortable. But that's something that I developed, or like maybe it's my privilege to say that, to be able to say or to be able to notice, but not everyone can notice or like, talk to someone like that because some people are like really caring or polite that, they can't just address that, just put it there.
I think it has to be, to be honest, like being more rough. It's to be, I think it's a matter of privilege and recognition of privilege.
Mm.
Without going too deep into that, it's just depends. I mean, you grow up with certain privilege, and when you're traveling, you can recognize your privilege. The place that you are within the places, yeah. That doesn't mean that you cannot try to do things to claim more space somehow or try to find, but uh, you will be still uh, not a German person in a German context. So, yeah,
And also, I shared that the phrase I really liked from you that you feel like domesticated. I mean, this was in the also in the lost chat.
did you call me?
Huh?
Did you call me? Did you call me or not?
Nicole, what?
Quote me because you said like, did you use it?
I mean, like I said, like I told to them that about like working with you, and you said
Ah,
that
okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, just briefly. But basically, the way I said it is, like, don't be, well, not that don't be domesticated, but, if you have this uncomfortable, like, feeling, that's also like very precious, it's something that you shouldn't suppress, but it should be somehow expressed or, I mean, it doesn't have to express to the public, but to someone who's close or, write it down. I mean, because that's something that has to develop in a way, right?
Yeah, because also I think what it matters again in that in any context is any context when you are not alone
Mm,
is that you have to so then you have the context where you want to do something that in a way or not there is it's clear so you guys were in that context but also there is the individual. So I think this idea of what impact we will tackle with what we call uh, accountability.
mm,
So in PAF there is open event. I don't know if you have seen there is a in one of these weird I mean these papers that almost they are there anyway when you enter. It says like accountability and it's a small phrase that basically at any point you feel that you need to express something because you are not feeling good in any way. So there are always people to reach and there are phones. And sometimes I mean we try that at least one of them there is inside or it has to be a good connection with somebody who knows about history of these problems about. And then the people use this, and we have protocols already how to address different kind of accountability problems.
mm,
It helps not only the individual, but it helps the company because it's a shared energy in the shared space. So it's not only about the individual, but it's about taking care of the space because it's a common space with a
mm.
common goal, more or less.
Right. Yeah, and I think it's good to have this, hotline kind of like place where you can talk to. And when I do make code of conduct, I try to mention that, if there's something wrong, of course you can talk to me, but I always try to have someone else who they can talk to because I'm, very specific type of person, and maybe it's not comfortable to talk to me about to address that specific issue. So, for example, in that case of workshop, John was there, some people from the festival was there. So, if you feel uncomfortable, I mean, I hope nothing happened during the workshop, but they can, either talk to me or talk to someone else. And I think that makes it a bit more fluid.
Yeah, but I think that I mean is because I think all of these things are related with money at the end, time, money. Then it also relates to is scalability or scaling, meaning impact is something. So it's big, no? It's huge. There are many people. Then also there is history, so there is leverage, there is documents, there is so much thing going on. But also the space. That's always what I try to share with people about PAF. That's my take on that. So pub is this complex space, but at the end, what it makes it unique, from my take, is that it's just a big house. That's it. I mean, from there you can find different things within, but it's just a big space.
Mm.
Um, so the scale, that's what I mean. It's scales. You have space. So at some point we were having these talks also with Joe Kaimo, because Joe runs a residence, and it's very much in the spirit of pub. So there
Mm.
will be always around 5 people living in a house. But is it? I mean, you cannot expect the same thing, although it sounds really good, with the same spirit, because people are people, and you just need sometimes to fuck up and take your space.
Mm.
But in a house, you cannot disappear. In
True.
pub, you can disappear. In Hamburg,
I
if
see.
you disappear in Hamburg without saying anything to somebody, it might be rude in such a short space.
Mm.
But that's what you were saying. At the end, it's like everybody should have agency to just like whatever and wow, and do the drama if you need, and without hacking the whole space and time.
Mm.
So I think the scale, so money, at the end, I think money and time, it has to be a lot different.
Mm. But that's a really important thing, like, that like this giving space so that they can leave if they want. It's not like in a negative sense, but like sometimes you need space and then, you know, and this happened in Hamburg as well. Like sometimes, like, it's more like, after the work, do we want to hang out or not? And then, someone who leaves, and that's okay, right? Because it's not like, I mean, it's nice to have drink and talk, but that's not. If we work the following day, then maybe you need to have some energy, have some more, have time to recover. So and it's really different for everyone. So if someone wants to have drink, that's fine. If other people wants to leave, also that's fine. And just like yeah, just giving space for everyone. And that kind of like happened naturally for us, and I think that was really good.
That has to be a lot with the person who is responsible, because at the end, like, so Jan is proposing that. So at the end, like the final, like de facto accountable or police or institution in that moment is uh, Jan. Jan. Uh, so yeah, she's very sensible. I remember, yeah, when I stayed with her, I said to her, and I shared with other people that I have crossed in my time, also that what it makes the work of Jan very, I think, is very good in what she's doing, and she's very sensible.
Yeah,
But
totally.
so then you can feel acknowledged as an artist, and often happens that as an artist you are sensitive.
Mm, yeah.
You need yeah, you need that space sometimes. You need that somebody in a way acknowledge you and take the time, even if it's just 5 minutes, 10 minutes in a busy environment. Like I shared with her that when we met in Note 20, although I didn't knew her, and the festival was so busy, uh, and it was a contingency that I ended up there. At some point, like one of the first days, she gave me like 2 minutes, but she was really focused on me, just on me, in the middle of a really chaotic. So it was not that we have a coffee in an secluded space. It was in this really social environment. She, like I was talking to her, and then she didn't. I mean, she was giving me her attention for a few minutes, and then
Mm,
she left. And that I remember very much.
mm,
So that was this thing that I mentioned that I think is it's very yeah, I think it's important.
mm. I see. Yeah, I mean, like this was really ambitious project, like this one in Hamburg. And if it were not Jan, I wouldn't have been able to make it. I mean,
So
it's
far,
also the trust. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It has to be with trust, of course. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. True. But wait, maybe we should close this the chat here, and
Yeah,
then we can just talk in the
in the
backstage. I
backstage.
think would be a
So
good
thanks for
close.
watching. Please like the video, subscribe,
I
and
don't know where it's gonna post it. I don't know which layout we will have. That would be fun to put that. So,
or maybe there will be two versions of yours and mine.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The layout is gonna be different. Okay, thanks so
Okay.
much for watching. See you next time.